Over a few short months, the Biden administration seems to have given up on selling actual unity in favor of catnip for their liberal base, covered with a hefty coat of false advertising. That's how the so-called American Rescue Plan, a grab bag spending bill that directed less than 10% to vaccines and pandemic health care, was marketed as a COVID-19 relief measure. In actuality, it sent sums of money to state governments whose revenues had already rebounded and declared war on the formerly bipartisan consensus that welfare spending should actually be linked to work. Or take H.R. 1, the sweeping effort by Democrats to mount a partisan takeover of all 50 states' voting laws, along with the Federal Election Commission for good measure. After a Republican won the White House in 2016, this was billed as a massive overhaul for a broken democracy. Now, a nearly identical plan is instead being marketed as a modest dose of preventative maintenance. It's still the same takeover it's always been. And now we have the American Jobs Plan, another multi-trillion-dollar smorgasbord of liberal social engineering that would decimate entire industries and spend only a small fraction on roads and bridges. It's being sold as a serious effort to rebuild our nation's infrastructure. It's pretty brazen misdirection. At both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue, Democrats have chosen to live in an alternate universe where both the campaign promises they made and the mandate the American people delivered were actually completely different than what happened right here on planet Earth. Unfortunately, Mr. President, the real-life effects of this false advertising campaign have come thick and fast. Pain and uncertainty at home, and dwindling leverage and virtue signaling abroad. First came mixed messages on the status of the pandemic. Existing vaccine distribution efforts surpassed President Biden's supposedly ambitious daily target on the day he was sworn in. When their own top health officials accidentally let slip the hard science on school reopenings, the administration bowed to big labor and walked back their comments. And the president continues to issue directives that are strangely out of step with the science, like his big announcement several weeks ago that if citizens behave themselves, he would actually permit them to enjoy small outdoor gatherings on July 4th that the CDC guidance already says would be safe right now. Then there is the environmental policy. On day one, President Biden rushed to cancel a pipeline project that would have employed thousands of Americans and freeze permitting for more safe, reliable domestic energy. He also announced an urgent return to an Obama-era deal that has proven unable to curb the signatories' carbon emissions and unnecessary for the United States to reduce our own. Why would he do that? Because the far left demanded it. In fact, the most radical liberals in Congress have taken credit for the influence of their Green New Deal manifesto over this president's agenda.